Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now, guys. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Everybody is able to listen me properly, right? No issues with the audio or the video. Am I right, guys? Please let me know. No issues whatsoever. Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, awesome, awesome. So today I've got a haircut. That is the reason why I've not changed my t-shirt because I got the haircut in the same shit itself, and now if I want to change it, I will have to change it in the night. So yeah, but how is my hair looking? Is it looking nice? Because I tried something new today with my haircut. So is it looking okayish, nice, good, very bad, like shit on my head? What is the scenario right over there? I'd love to know from you guys. Okay, many of you guys are much more better when it comes to like this type of stuff. My hair is very curly and fat, so it looks very bad on my head. Okay, so it looks nice. Okay, that's good. Not good. Okay, so according to somebody, it's not good. Okay, no issues in that. Okay, that's great, guys. That's awesome. So today's class is going to be lol different hair, different. Okay, so today's class is going to be a little bit smaller, guys. Okay, there is a reason behind it that I'm not going to share with you guys. So yeah, so we'll be having a little bit smaller class today, guys, and we'll be focusing upon arrays in our today's class. So can somebody let me know what have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys? Please let me know. Can somebody let me know what have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys? It's a quick revision, and then we'll start with our today's class. Can somebody let me know what have we studied in our yesterday's class, guys? Basic of C++, right? Hello world program and C++, line by line explained. In today's class, our aim is to start understanding about arrays, implement a few things in arrays itself, but today's class is going to be a little bit smaller than before. Okay, so how many of you guys don't know what is arrays? You answer this question while I switch on the AC. How many of you guys don't know what is arrays, guys? Don't worry, I will be teaching guys, so you don't have to worry about that. Anybody who has no understanding about what is arrays? Okay, a little bit of you guys know about it, a little bit of you guys don't know about it. No issues. Okay, we are here to study everything from the basics, so I don't really care about that. So let's get started with this. I'll pop out the chat right over here and I'll open up OneNote. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Okay, so let's leave arrays. Let's think about a society. Okay, let's assume we all are a part of a society itself and we live together at one particular place. Let's call this particular place as DevTown. So this is the entrance gate of DevTown, guys. This is the entrance gate of DevTown, and here we'll write DevTown on it. DEVTOWN. Okay, so this is our DevTown, guys. Inside of this DevTown, we are going to. So this is the road of DevTown, guys. Okay, as you're able to see. And on this particular road, okay, I have to share my screen. I forgot to share my screen. Okay, get me a second, guys. I'll share my screen with you guys as well. Present, share screen, entire screen, share. I think so. Now the screen should be visible to you guys. I hope so. Right? So this is our DevTown, guys. This is a small society that we have created where we are living right now. Now, in this particular DevTown, we are having a lot of different houses. Okay, these are different houses that are there. Let's assume in the first house, I'm the one who's living. So Shaurya is living right over here. Then let's say Harshita is living right over here, somebody with an H name. Then you are having Saurabh. So let's take Tanmay. Tanmay is living right over here. Let's take Ankit right over here itself. Let's take Rahul right over here, and let's take somebody else. So Palak right over here. Okay, so these are all the people that are living inside of these houses. Now, if I want to deliver a particular gift, okay, let's say I want to deliver the latest PS5, okay, PlayStation 5. Okay, this is the PlayStation 5. I want to deliver to one of these houses. How am I going to identify these houses? Am I going to go to a post office and just say that, oh, that person called as Shaurya who lives in DevTown, just deliver this PlayStation 5 to him? What will that post officer tell me? Okay, he will scold me. He will give me 5, 6 different, very beautifully quoted words, right? Because that is not the way by which I can actually send the particular PS5 to them. So what do I need? I need the address, right? The complete address to actually go there. Now, each of these houses will have a different house number. Let's say Shaurya is currently living in the first house, Arshita in the second, then you're having 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. So I have to put up that house number, let's say 1 inside of DevTown. This is where I want to send the particular PS5 to, right? Or if I want to say that, okay, the house that Shaurya lives, okay, so I want to quote Shaurya, I will say that the person who lives in the house number 1, that is basically Shaurya. Am I right, guys? The person who lives in house number 1, that is Shaurya. Am I right or wrong, guys? Please let me know. So now data exists everywhere around you, right? Yesterday we talked about data types as well, right? The data exists all around us, and these different data has been classified into various different types based on their properties itself. For example, integers, right? Strings. So now these things about these data types as nothing else but different shapes. Okay, you are having some squares, you are having some triangles, you are having some cylindrical objects, some circular objects, and so on and so forth. Different shapes are there. Now, if I want to take these shapes from one place to another, I want to take these shapes from one place to another, guys. What do I require? I require a container. Are you guys able to think about this? If I want to carry these shapes from one place to another, I require a container, and that is what data structures actually is. Data structures is basically a container. Think about it as a basket or a particular bucket itself, inside of which I am able to contain these different shapes and organize these different shapes inside of it to carry it from one place to another together. Okay, so basically data types are like a container, a basket inside of which you can place another data types inside of it, guys. That is the basic rule of a data structure. Now, the most simplest data structure that is present inside of any programming language is called as arrays. Okay, is called as arrays, guys. Okay, now these arrays are nothing else but just like this society called as DevTown. Just like this society called as DevTown, that is what an array is. Let us try to understand this. Okay, so draw, and let me get the eraser tool. Let me erase this particular part up. So we are having all this different data. Okay, we are having all this different data. S, H, T, A, R, P. These are the different data, guys. Shaurya, Harshita, T, A, R, P, whatever the name was. Okay, these were different data that we had. Now we need to organize and contain this data together. So we'll be using something called as data types. So data structure called as arrays. Okay, so name of the array will be DevTown. DEVTOWN. DevTown is the name of the array, and the array will look something like this: S, H, T, A, R, P. This is the entire array, guys. I'm just converting this structure of houses inside of this society called as DevTown into an array. Okay, the array is called as DevTown, just like the society is. And inside of that society, we are having all the different houses. So this is the first house, this is the second house, this is the third house, this is the fourth house, this is the fifth house, and this is the sixth house right over here, guys. The problem with Python is that unlike humans, it does not start counting from 1. So we'll call it as first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, and so on and so forth, right? But for Python, it is a zeroth index programming language. That means it starts counting from 0. JavaScript is a 0th index programming language. Java is a 0th index programming language. C is a 0th index programming language. C++ is a 0th index programming language. Python is a 0th index programming language. So even just like all these languages, C++ also starts counting from 0. So instead of saying that, okay, this is the first house, second house, third house, fourth house, we are going to write it as 0th house, first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house. That will be the indexing of these particular houses inside of our array. Indexing, guys, this is called, the technical term for this is called as indexing. So please repeat कीजिए, arrays हम question use करते हैं. I have no idea what you are saying, but if you are trying to ask me to repeat myself, I am not going to do that. If you're not able to understand something, you can let me know exactly what you are not able to understand. I will explain that once again. But if you're asking me to repeat myself entirely, then you should pay a little bit better attention to that. I'm not going to repeat myself. But if you have a particular question, you're not able to understand a particular thing, I will definitely explain that, but not the entire thing. Okay. So are you guys able to understand this concept of indexing? Indexing is just like that the house number 1, house number 2, you are figuring out the like index for this particular location. Index for this particular location. How? What is the index? Okay, what is the house number for that particular position itself, guys? Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So DSA will essential for next 10 years or something will change it. Gokul, for Indians, if you are still in India for the next 10 years, nothing is going to change data structures and algorithms. Just like your JEE mains and advanced is not going to change, this is also not going to change. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this indexing, guys? I hope so. That was very clear for you guys. If you are not able to understand something, let me know exactly what you are not able to understand. I will help you guys out with it. But if you're not paying attention in the class, you were late in the class, that is something that I cannot help with. If just by seeing your question, I will be able to understand that. Okay. So in that case, you can just be silent. Otherwise, if you are there in the class and you were not able to understand something, please let me know, guys. I will help you out with the same. Okay, do not be afraid to ask questions. Okay. The next thing that we need to do is, for example, if I say house number by 3, who is staying in house number 3? Can somebody let me know? So at the index 3, that is the house number 3, who is staying? So by A is staying right over there. The person with the capital letter A is staying inside of that particular house. Now to see this inside of like what we are able to see right over here, to put it up, we will write what is the name of the array. Name of the array is DevTown, right? DEVTOWN, DevTown. That is the name of the array. Inside of parentheses, you mention the index 3. Inside of parentheses, you mention the index 3. This refers to the value A. This refers to the value A, guys. DevTown 3 refers to the value stored inside of the index 3, guys. Inside of DevTown. That is A right over there. It's as simple as that. What is parenthesis? Parenthesis is the English term for brackets. Okay, you can call them as brackets or parenthesis. It means the exact same thing. Now, an interesting question right over here is that, oh, I'm very sorry. I don't know. I want to select everything. Okay. Can somebody let me know this? Okay. Can somebody let me know this? What is there at the 0th index? What is there at the 0th index, guys? What is there at the 0th index? Great. Amazing, guys. S is there. Good. What is there at the index 5? What is there at the index 5, guys? P. Am I right? Great. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Now my question is, what is there at the index -1? What is there at the index -1, guys? People will be like, nothing. There is 0. There is say 5. Where is -1? There's nothing called as -1 right over there, right? It's empty. It's not there. Negative. What are we going to see? So the point right over here is -1 will be the indexing of the last element. Let me put this up right over here. This will be -1, then -2, then -3, then -4, then -5, then -6. So -1 as well as 5 both denote the letter P. -6 and letter O, like index O, both denote the S right over there. How? Because this is how C++ was created. Okay. This is how C++ was created. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Yes? Okay. Now please try to understand this. This does not happen. Okay. This is the reason why I taught you guys this, is because many of you guys are going to go further. So everybody is going to learn Python at some particular point of time or the other. This does not happen in C++. This happens only in Python and JavaScript. It does not happen in Java. It does not happen in C++. The reason I taught you guys this is because you guys are able to understand this, that in C++, ARR -1 does not exist. The reason that I taught you guys this is because of that particular fact, so that you guys are able to understand this particular fact, guys, that this is something that many students get confused whenever they are learning C++. Because already many of you guys might have already studied about, I think so, Python. How many of you guys have studied Python, guys? Please let me know. How many of you guys have studied Python, guys? Please let me know. Anybody who has studied Python? Nobody has studied Python, just the basics. So in Python, this is a very common concept, and hence students gets very confused. So always remember this, guys. This is the reason that I have taught you guys this, because in Python, you guys will be learning about this negative indexing. It does not. You should never use it in C++ and Java. Okay, this is something that you should never do. This is wrong. That is the reason why I taught you guys this, so that you are able to remember that somebody taught you guys, wasted your time, and then said this does not work inside of C++. It is in Python and JavaScript, guys. Do not use it in Java and C++ whenever you are using. Okay, this does not work in C++, guys. So you are only going to have positive indexing. There is nothing called as negative indexing inside of Python. It will give you wrong. Okay, it will give you wrong or garbage values or wrong values itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Mohammed Arish, if you were there in yesterday's class, I have already told that the last class will be tomorrow. So you should be there in the class to know actually when the class is. Otherwise, you will be asking such type of questions again and again. Okay. So will you guys remember this for your entire life right now? That somebody wasted your time teaching guys about something that does not exist. Okay. Good. Everybody will be able to remember this. So somebody was asking this question. That is the reason why I explained in such a format, so that you guys are able to understand this. Okay, great, guys. Awesome. The next thing after indexing. So everybody understood about indexing, right? So let's start by creating a particular array in C++. So let us go back and start doing that. Let's create some arrays in C++, guys. And guys, today's class is going to be a little bit smaller. Okay, I have some work. Office work is still pending. I have to submit it by morning. I have not done it right now. So I'll be spending the entire night working upon it. And so yeah, I'll be closing the class a little bit early. This is what happens when you are a software engineer. At the end of your sprint, you will be working for 3 nights straight to complete all the work that you had to do throughout the entire month. And throughout the entire month, you will just changing the color of a button. That is what I did. So yeah. Okay. So right now, guys, let's start by creating a particular array. Now arrays, like I said, in C++, you have to define what is the data type of an array, guys. Okay, what is the data type of an array? You have to first specify that. So let's create an array of integers. We have already learned about integers in our yesterday's class, right? So let's create an integer array. So what should be the name of our array, guys? Can somebody name our array? Anybody of you? Or should I name it? Okay, let me name it. Let's create, instead of creating an integer array, let's create a string array, guys. Okay, so the particular data that this array will contain will be a string. Okay, string is basically like your hello world, right? That is your string. So let's create a string string array, and for that I will have to input. So let's create an int array itself, int, and let's create arr, as many of you guys have specified right over there. Then you have to specify the size of the array, guys. Inside of parenthesis, you have to specify the size of the array. So size of the array is basically how many elements do you want this array to contain. Okay, how many elements do you want this particular array to contain? So I want to contain 10 elements inside of it. Let's assume that many of you guys have written that right over there. Okay, so I want to contain 10 elements inside of it is equals to, and then the definition of the array, guys. How to create an array? Anybody knows that? How to create an array, guys? Does anybody know that? Please let me know. Anybody? Nobody? I was expecting somebody to give an answer, but nevertheless, guys, so right over here, as you are able to see, array 10 is equals to parenthesis, guys, and let us put up like 3 comma 45 comma 56 comma 2 comma 55 comma 1 comma 10 comma, how many elements have I created? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. Okay, so we have created a particular array of 10 elements, guys, right over here. As you're able to see, this is a very basic array that I've created. Said that, okay, the array is going to contain integer data inside of it. This is the name of the array that I'm creating, ARR. The number of elements inside of this array is 10. Okay, how many elements can it contain? So 10 elements. And then this is how you actually create the array. Okay, this is how you actually create the array itself. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Now let us try to print this element, this array out on our screen, guys. I want to print this array out on our screen, guys. Now how to do that? The first way is to take up every element, for example, ARR0, and then print it. Okay, so what will I have to do? So let us write that cout less than ARR 0. Okay, less than. We'll put some spacing after that as well, right? So this is a new technique, guys. This is something that I've not explained to you guys yesterday. Okay, you can print multiple things with cout. Okay, you don't have to print just one thing with cout, guys. For example, here I'm printing cout, then I'm printing ARR0, that is the element present at the 0th index. Can somebody let me know which is the element present at the 0th index, guys? Can somebody let me know which is the element present at the 0th index? 3, right? So 3 will be getting printed, and then a space will also be printed after that. So that in the next line, I can just copy paste this down, Control C, and I can just change it. So then I want to print array at the index 1. Okay, then array at the index 2. Okay, then array at the index 3, and so on and so forth. So if I run this, if I do this for 10 times, okay, let us just do this as well. Like, it will be far more easier for you guys to understand, I guess. What did I do? I'll just copy paste this one at a time. Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V. 3 के बाद 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. Can somebody let me know why is there no index 10, guys? Can somebody let me know why have I not written index 10, guys? Can somebody let me know that? Why have I not written index 10, guys? Can somebody let me know? Why have I stopped at index 9, array 9? Why not 10? There's no 4 and 5. I'll just put that up as well. The reason for that is basically very simple. The number of elements is basically 10. Okay, there are only 10 elements, and we are starting to index the elements from 0, right? We're starting the indexing from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no index 10. Okay, 10 does not exist right over there. So let us try to run this. Okay, as you're able to see on your screen, we're getting the entire array printed out on our screen, guys. We're getting the entire array printed out on our screen. But what if there were 100 elements right over there, or maybe 2000 elements? Would you go on writing every single time that, oh, see out array and then the index of the array and so on and so forth? No, right? This is very tedious, very like, and it consumes a lot of space as well. All the space wasted right over there. Maybe if there was a way in which we could reiterate over the same code again and again to give us a result like this. Can you guys spot what is the only thing that is changing inside of these lines of code? Inside of these lines of code, guys, can you guys think about something? What is the only thing that is getting changed inside of these lines of code, guys? What is the only thing that is getting changed inside of these lines of code? The index. Index is the only thing that is getting changed inside of these lines of code, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace all of this crap. We're going to replace all of this crap by a new particular code in which we are going to iterate over the index. Okay. So for parenthesis, okay, we'll explain that right over here. The code that we want to iterate over is cout less than arri less than space. This is the code that we want to iterate over. Basically, we want to go over this code and we want to change this I again and again. First 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and then up till 9, guys. We don't want to go till 10. We don't want to go till 10. We want to go up till 10. We have to go before 10 itself. We have to stop. So we want to start the value of I from 0, right? So int, first we want to declare that I is basically an integer and it starts from 0, guys. So we'll declare that I is equals to 0. We'll first declare that int I is equals to 0, guys. We'll first do that. Basically that, okay, the initial value of I is 0 and I is an integer. The next thing that we want to do is we want to tell that what I should be always less than 10. It should never be greater than 10, guys. That is our condition. The value of I should be starting from 0. It should always be less than 10 itself. And the third particular condition is we want to increase the value of I by 1. I is equals to I plus 1, guys. I is equals to I plus 1. In every single time we are going over this particular code, every single time we go over this code, we want to increase the value of I by 1. So we are updating the new value of I as I, the previous value of I plus 1. Okay. So are you guys able to understand? We are first declaring I. We are first initializing I, guys. I is equals to 0. Then we are saying that, okay, the condition that it needs to meet for this loop to exist is that I should always be less than 10. As soon as I is greater than 10, this loop will stop working. And then the value of I should be incremented by 1 after every step. After every step, the value of I should be incremented by 1. So this is what will happen. Okay, this is what will happen. First, the value of I will be 0. First, the value of I will be 0. So I is 0. Cout arr 0 will be printed out. This is the line that will get printed out. This is the line that will get printed out, guys. Then step 2, increase the value of I by 1. Okay, step 2, increase the value of I by 1, guys. Again, it will I is equals to 1. Again, it will go inside cout array 1. Okay, so this is the one that will be getting printed. And so on and so forth up till arr 9. After which the value of I will again be incremented by 1. It will become 10 and that's it, right? And that's it. It will just go away because you cannot have the value of I equal to 1 or greater than 1. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please do let me know. So if we run this, as you're able to see, we'll get the exact same result. As you're able to see right over here, if we run this, we are getting the exact same result, guys. Now, one more thing that you can do right over here, instead of writing I is equals to I plus 1, you can replace that by I plus plus. It means the exact same thing. It means the exact same thing. The reason why I used I is equals to I plus 1 is because not everybody is familiar with programming and they might get confused by what is this plus plus right over here. So I plus plus basically means I is equals to I plus 1. Increment the value of I by 1. Okay, it will also give you the exact same result. Nothing too difficult about that to understand. I hope so. Okay. Now that you guys have understood this, the next particular part is you can also implement this in another way. Okay, there is another way of doing this for int I present in ARR, C out less than I less than. Let me not use I right over here because I think so you guys might get confused by it. So let me use something else so that it is much more easier for you guys to understand. Let us use num right over here. NUM number. Okay. So the exact same thing, you can take up the entire object and print it out as well. For example, I don't know how many elements are there. Okay. I don't know anything about it. So what I can say is that, okay, there is an int number, okay, inside of array. This is what I am trying to, please listen to this very carefully. Many of you guys might know this, many of you guys might not. Okay. But this was recently released in 2011. Okay. With the C++ 11 version, it was released with this and you guys can do it right now. So integer number. So every single particular object that is present inside of the array, we call them as object, guys. We call them as object. So each of these objects will then get assigned to number. So in the first loop, number NUM would be equal to 3. In the second loop, num will be equal to 45. In the third loop, num will be equal to 56 and so on and so forth, guys. So on and so forth, guys. So what is happening right over here is instead of using an index, you can actually access the entire object as well. So let us run this. Let us see what is the output right over here. We'll put up an endl right over here. So now if I try to run both of these together, let me comment this out. Okay, I'm commenting this out, guys. You guys remember comments, right? What happens when I comment this? What happens when I comment this? Can somebody let me know? What happens when I comment this, guys? Can somebody let me know? Can somebody let me know when I comment this, what will happen? Compiler ignores it. Nothing will happen. Code will not get run. It is not something that we are interested in anymore, right? So we are having these two loops right over here. If I try to run this, it will print the entire, both of the loops in the same line. If I run this, as you're able to see, both the loops are getting printed in the same line. I don't want that, right? There are two loops right over here. Both the loops are getting printed in the same line itself. I don't want that. So for that, you are having something called as end L, guys. COUT, out less than end L. If you put end L somewhere, okay, it basically says that the line ends right over here. The line ends right over here. Start from a new line. Start from a new line. So if I run the exact same code once again with end L, as you're able to see, both the loops, both the arrays are getting printed in another line, in the new line itself at the end of the day. Okay. End of line. Okay, end L basically means end of line, guys. Now that you guys have understood this, I can remove this. I can comment this out, and now we will see what is the particular answer. So as you're able to see, both these loops, one using indexing, one using the object right over here. End L \n are the same? No, not at all. Okay. They do the exact same thing, but the method that they use to do it inside of memory is totally different. Okay, but yeah, you can use both of them to do the exact same thing if that is the question that you are asking. So right over here, guys, as you're able to see, both of these particular code are printing the exact same thing, guys. What are objects? So these containers are containing something, right? Data structures are containers that are containing and organizing objects inside of it. The objects are these elements. These elements that you are able to see inside of the particular array, right? That are called as objects. You can call them as elements, you can call them as objects, whatever you want. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. So for using strings, I'm going to include another particular like header file itself. include include string string. I don't remember if it was string or strings. Can somebody point that out, guys? Was the header file string or strings, guys? Can somebody point that out? It was string, so I don't really care about it. Okay, so right over here, guys, we'll convert this particular array into a string array right now. String string string. I will call this as Marvel. I don't know how many elements are going to be there, so I'll number it later on. And we'll start with Tony, Bruce, Thor, Thor, Sam, Wade, Steve. I've already written. No, Steve. Okay, anybody else who wants to support any kind? Natasha. Okay, somebody suggested Natasha. Okay, I think so. That should be more than sufficient. So we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 people right over here. What if we are not able to see the array? If the array is being provided to us, we don't know how large or how small the array is, or how many elements are there in the array. What to do at that point of time? Let's assume we are not able to see the array. Okay, let me put some more enters right over here. Assume we are not able to see the array anymore. We don't know how many elements are present in the array. Okay, so you can directly use this, of course, right? For string string name in Marvel. We just know the name of the array, that is Marvel, guys. We don't know how many people are there, how many names are there in Marvel. Yes, we can use this, right? We'll remove this. We don't have a utilization of this right now. We can directly use string name Marvel, cout Marvel. Okay, so we'll run this and we'll get the answer: Tony, Bruce, Thor, Sam, Wade, Natasha, Steve, whatever the case is. But what if somebody tells us that, nah, this is not what I want to see. I want you to hard code it. I want you to find out how many elements are there inside of this particular array called as Marvel. How many elements are there inside of it? Okay, I want that from you. So what can you do? One thing that you can do is, okay, I will create a particular integer right over here. So int count cnt is equals to 0. Okay, the initial count of the number of elements is 0. Every time that I'm getting inside of it, I will increase the count in cnt plus plus. So every time I'm taking up a new name, I'll increase the count by 1 itself right over here, and hence I'll get the number of elements from the array. This is one way of doing this, but this takes time. You are having 1,000 words, it will take 1,000 seconds to do it. If one particular loop takes 1 second, it will take 1,000 seconds. Right? A lot of time is being wasted right over here. How can we do this faster? So for that, you are having the size of. For that, you are having the size of attribute, guys. Okay. What does the size of attribute basically states? The size of attribute states that we will not do it in such a way. We will remove all this from here. We'll decomment this out. Okay. And here what we'll be doing is we'll create a new int count is equals to size of Marvel. Now the size of Marvel, this particular size of Marvel function that is there. If you try to print CNT out right now, okay, let us comment all this out and let's try to print CNT out. So C out, less than, CNT. Let's try to print CNT out. I'm so sorry. Run. As you're able to see, we are getting 224 being printed out here. We are getting 224 printed out here, guys. It's very big, right? We already knew that it does not have that many number of elements inside of it, right? 224 elements, we don't have it inside of it. How many elements do we have? 7. We don't have 224 elements inside of it. So what is happening right over here? If I'm trying to find the size of our array, why am I getting 224 as the answer? The reason is it is giving you the number of bytes our array is consuming inside of the computer. The array is getting saved inside of our computer, right? It's not present inside of air. You guys are able to understand this, right? The array is getting stored inside of your computer itself. It is not getting like stored inside of air or some shit. And what is your computer made of? The memory of your computer. You hear this, right? 100 GB, 500 MB. Okay, what is that B right over there? Not the B word. Okay, what is the B in MB, GB, TB, PB? What is that? Bytes, right? One byte is basically bit is the smallest unit of measurement inside of your computer. One byte is usually the normal unit of measurement inside of your computer. And what it is saying is that this array uses 224 bytes of memory. This array uses 224 bytes of memory. Okay. So in the exact same manner, guys, you are having, what is this array made of? Okay. Can I ask you this question? What is this array made of, guys? Strings, right? What is the unit of this array? There are multiple strings inside of this array. So if we can get the size of a particular string and divide it with this, can we get the number of elements in the array? If we get the size of string, guys, if we get the size of strings right over here, can we do it? So if we do this, int DOWN down is equals to size size of and marvel 0. What is present? So marvel 0 is the first zeroth index of our marvel array. That is also a string, right? So let us print that down right over here. DOWN down. Let us print this. As you're able to see, we are getting 224 as the total size of the array and 32 as the size of the first element of the array. Divide both of them like with each other. What is the result? Down, I've just created it like a particular variable. It does not have any kind of meaning to it. Okay, it basically is the size of the first particular element inside of the marble array. Okay, that is Tony, right? What is the size of Tony right over there? How many bytes does this Tony take up inside of your computer? Inside of your computer, how much space does Tony take up? If I know that this particular building is of 10 floors, okay, this building is of 100 meters. Okay, I don't know how many floors are there. This building is of 100 meters and one particular floor is of 10 meters. Can I figure out how many floors are there? Think about it. If this is a building, let me draw it and show it to you guys. Maybe then you will be able to understand this a little bit clearer. Okay, let's try to understand this, guys. This is the particular building. Okay, this is a building and this is a very fucked up building right over there. Let me try to draw it a little bit straighter. This is a building. I know that this is 100 meters in height. I know one floor is 10 meters in height. Can I know how many floors are there? Can I know how many floors are there, guys? 10 floors, right? In the exact same way, we'll go back and we'll divide both of these down. And we'll print it on our screen, guys. And as you're able to see, it is giving us 7 elements. It is giving us 7 elements right over here. So instead of using anything else, you can write int I is equals to 0. I don't know how many elements are there in Marvel. I'll just write size of Marvel divided by size of Marvel 0. And I'll put both of them in parentheses so that it is much more easier to decode. I plus plus Marvel I. Raghav Bora, if you are present on a daily basis in the class and the class is starting on the same time, on the same channel itself, do you really require notifications on WhatsApp? I've given you the notification because, okay, theek hai, koi baat nahi. But even if there is no notification, you should know that the class is starting on the same time, at the same place. You should have reported to the class on time. That is not my mistake. Okay, that is just for your convenience, but we can't keep that convenience forever. Okay, so right over here, guys, as you're able to see, if I run this, we'll get our array being printed out. So I have to remove this, otherwise that 7 will also get printed out. So Tony, Bruce, Thor, Sam, Wade, Steve, Natasha, everything is being printed out on our screens. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Okay. So now, guys, for our today's attendance, you guys will only be given 5 minutes to fill up your attendance. After 5 minutes, the attendance link will be closed. After 5 minutes, the attendance link will be closed. So as soon as I give you guys the attendance link, please start filling it up immediately. Do not waste a second more. Today, I'm giving the attendance at the last of the class. From tomorrow onwards, I can give the attendance anywhere in the middle of the class and give the attendance in the first 10 minutes as well. If you're not present in the class on time, you will miss your attendance, you will miss your certificates. That is up to you guys to figure it out. But you have to be present in the class on time, guys. From tomorrow onwards, I can give the attendance in the middle of the class as well. So please be there on time in the class, guys. Otherwise, you will be missing out on your attendance every single day. So the attendance link is there in live chat, guys. As you are able to see, the attendance will be closed exactly at 9:07, guys. The attendance will be closed exactly at 9:07, guys. Please start filling up the attendance right now. Like I said, you are having just 5 minutes to fill up the attendance. From tomorrow onwards, the attendance will be given anywhere in the middle of the class as well. Please make sure you are able to fill up the attendance on time, guys. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9:07, guys. At exactly 9:07, your attendance link will be closed. Start filling up your attendance as soon as possible, guys. Exactly 9:07, the attendance link will be closed. If you miss out one of the attendance, you will still get the certificates. But if you miss more than one attendance, you will not be able to get the certificates. There's nothing called as invalid. You have to refresh or reload the attendance because multiple people are trying to access it. If you are not present in yesterday's class, that is the reason why you're saying it is invalid. As you're able to see, 110 people have already filled up the attendance. 120 people have already filled up the attendance. So if you want to fill up the attendance, please do it fast. In exactly 5 minutes, the attendance link will be closed. Okay, in exactly like 3 minutes, the attendance link will be closed. For those who are saying invalid, dude, come on, man. This is not the first time that you guys are opening an attendance link. Okay, if you are getting a particular traffic error or something like that, refresh or reload the attendance link. Refresh or reload the attendance link, guys. The class is over, guys. We will be doing our class on tomorrow, okay? And we'll be continuing from right over there. Okay, guys. So we'll meet tomorrow. We'll continue from right over there, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.